Hello! Oh boy, it's another white dude making a video essay on YouTube. And it's about a Nintendo game. How original. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about the history of a gaming company or a video game. I'm here to make subjective content. Subjective content is my favorite content. Would you rather have a positive and informative conversation with your friends where you share interesting facts that would further their intelligence of this vast world? Or talk about how Kyle likes Captain Toad Treasure Tracker more than Super Mario Bros. Wonder? My name is Kyle. No, I do not drink Monster Energy drinks, but I've always done something far worse for my health. Post my opinions on the internet. Since the stupid year of 2006, I've been actively posting my opinions on message boards, social media platforms, and in video form on YouTube. I've wanted to create long-form content for a while. Too many times have I recorded myself yapping for 20 to 30 minutes and then cut it down to 8 to 10 minutes because it would appease the masses. But no more! All the fluff is here, and it will all tie back to one central point. I hope. I struggled trying to find a topic for this video, but I discovered that the best starting point for me is to talk about a relevant and beloved game, and tear apart a character from it, and make sure it's a woman so people think I'm a misogynist. I don't hate women, I love women. So I picked a game every Nintendo fan and RPG hater loves. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. And my point is, Koopie Koo from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is the most vile Mario character. Is Koopie Koo the worst character in the Mario franchise? No way. There are far worse. Think of how much property damage Bowser has caused over the years. Remember the devastating blow to Mario's character thanks to Shadow Mario in Super Mario Sunshine? And then there's Dementio. How do you say his name? Domino! He's a villain. So no, Koopie Koo is not the worst, but I have a meaty bone to pick with her. I've always wanted to talk about my deep love for the Paper Mario series in video form. All my life I've held Paper Mario 64 and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door in high regard. One of my college roommates and I frequently discussed Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door's brilliance. At that point in my life, it had been roughly 7 years since I had even touched the game. For the following 7 years, I did not touch it. But in 2021, I finally revisited Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door and played it in full for the first time in 14 years. This playthrough sparked many opinions I felt compelled to share in a video. But I never knew how to approach the idea uniquely. There are loads of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door retrospectives or retrospectives about the Paper Mario series as a whole. While that'd be fun for me to make, I'd rather dive further into this niche, focus on one specific NPC, and talk about how awful they are while branching into other elements from this beautiful piece of entertainment. I love you, Paper Mario. Focus, thank you. I'm just so passionate about ruining a fictional character's life. Let's build this house by laying the foundation. Who is Koopie Koo? What is Koopie Koo? How is Koopie Koo? Well, I can answer that one. Koopie Koo may be feeling good right now, feeling safe and secure, but she's about to have her world rocked. Koopie Koo only has 43 dialogue bubbles, and yet I can make a video nearly half as long as the fastest any % speedrun of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, solely talking about these 43 dialogue bubbles. In this video, I'm going to avoid most story spoilers. I'll mention some characters here and there, but I won't dive into any actual moments from the story. So if you haven't played Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, well, You'll probably be a bit confused, but I won't spoil the crazy twists this game has. Koopie Koo is a cartoon character according to Google. Koopie Koo resides in the cozy village of Petalburg in Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. She is the significant other of Koops, a party member in the game. Everyone knows Koops. He's a Koopa with a blue sweater and the band-aid on the nose, the remarkably less cool Koopa companion in the Paper Mario franchise. Yeah, that Koops. Koopie Koo is his GF. What is their ship name? Koops Koo? Koopsie? I like Koopsie. I want to look like Koops. You ready? Are you ready? Oh, jeez. Okay, we're good. We're good. There it is. You see that? That's Pikachu. You see Pikachu? I only had Pokemon Band-Aids, but I got Pikachu. It's like the random Pokemon. This one's Bulbasaur. I like Bulbasaur more than Pikachu. I searched long and hard for an official description of her character, but Nintendo never provided one. I looked through multiple Nintendo Power issues, the game's manual, the Prima guide, and old press releases. Nothing. Although I did find a pretty funny review of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door in Nintendo Power. Hardcore RPG fans, wait for Baten Kaitos. Everyone else, plan on following the most hilarious yarn spun in years. Its turn-based battle system, with its crazy influx of Twitch game control, also sets PM apart from serious RPG fare. Thank you, Steven, for calling Paper Mario a super casual RPG. You're right. Also, Baten Kaitos being mentioned in the same breath as Paper Mario is actually inspiring. Like an important email, we'll circle back to this later. Without an official description of Koopie Koo from Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, the best we can look at is the catalog from Goombella. That's Koopie Koo, a local Petalburger. Props to the writers who made Petalburger a thing. That's some A+ writing. She seems to be Koops' girlfriend. Gosh, she's really cute. And she seems to have a good head on her too. Thing is, because she's smart, she kinda mothers Koops a little bit. There's a lot to unpack here. First, I'd like to cover how Goombella said Koopie Koo is cute. I agree. I think her design is excellent. It's much cooler than Koops. I love the 1980s getup. She definitely saw the Barbie movie, rocking the pink clothes and the ponytail. Her design is one of the best in the game. Goombella's following line discusses how Koopie Koo's got a good head on her and how she's smart. But then Goombella can't help but be a shady bitch and end on a subjectively negative note. She kinda mothers Koops a bit. I don't think many would call this a negative trait, considering how many comments I see about dummy mommies on the internet. But Goombella makes it sound like Koops doesn't need a dummy mommy. Wrong! From the Prima guide of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, Koops is a timid Koopa who wants to be tougher for his girlfriend, Koopie Koo. Koops wants to make his dummy mommy proud, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have more to say about Koops later in this essay, but for now, let me share my Twitter findings. While researching things about Koopie Koo, I searched Twitter out of curiosity. Of course, I found plenty of pornography of Koopie Koo, but most importantly, I found a Koops role-playing account from 2014. Some of these tweets made me nostalgic. I didn't choose the Koopa life chose me. We'll beat the Shadow Queen, hashtag before LeBron decides. Damn, this Madame Flurry can blow. Lol JK, she ain't for me, she a bae though. Hashtag Koopin' it real. Please like and subscribe if you were alive in 2014. This Twitter account will be relevant later. I also found a good tweet from @PistonFists in 2012. Yeah. Oh yeah. Remember everyone, when researching a topic, search Twitter, and you'll find all the answers you need. I still haven't made a strong case for why Koopie Koo is vile. So far, I've defended that she's an excellent motherly partner for Koops. But there's more to her than that simple tattle description. In the wise words of Professor Frankly, never trust a book by its tattle. That is why there are so many tattle descriptions in his wastebasket. Because there was no official description on Koopie Koo, I traveled to the closest thing to the modern Library of Alexandria, the Super Mario Wiki. As noted on the Super Mario Wiki, Koopie Koo is an overprotective girlfriend, similar to Lakalulu. I find this to be a very foolish comparison. Let me explain why. If you're not aware, Lakalulu is the significant other to one of Mario's partners in Paper Mario 64. She's a cool Lakitu who probably loves Taylor Swift music. Let's look at Lakalulu, dissect her 21 lines of dialogue, and determine if this is a sound comparison. In the overhated Chapter 6 of Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64, Mario runs into Spike, a too cool for school Lakitu, and battles him. After Mario beats him up, Lakalulu shows up and stops Mario from ending his life. She does this because Mario is a murderer. He has murdered at least 32 Lakitu up to this point in his career. So you know what? That alone proves Lakalulu is a genuine and loving partner for stopping Mario from ending Spike's life. However, she does lose points as a good partner because she dead names her boyfriend, Spike, previously known as Lackluster. During a conversation, it's revealed that Lackluster wants to be referred to as Spike. And Lakalulu, like a transphobic parent, does not have any of this, which hints that this is not the first time Spike has wanted a name change. Because of that, is played off as a joke. Tragic enough, the game even dead names Spike in the menus. What's up with that video game? You know, despite the potential transphobia, Lakalulu is a protective and supportive partner. We'll take her to the annual Mushroom Kingdom Pride Parade, and she'll see the error of her ways. Now, Koopie Koo. Is she protective? I mean, I suppose, yeah. She tries to stop Koops from going to fight Hooktail, the Koopa-eating dragon, and when he doesn't listen, she physically abuses him. Lakalulu would never. When you first meet Koopie Koo, like many NPCs, she admires Mario and hypes up how brave he is. She ends the conversation wishing her boyfriend Koops was more like Mario. If only Koops were as brave as you! And then if you talk to her again, she spills the tea. My boyfriend Koops is just sort of, well, wishy-washy. He's not quite timid, but, well, I guess I just wish he would be more, you know,
manly
sometimes. Oh, Koops. Why did I have to fall for someone like him? Okay, let's make a list. What did we learn about this relationship here? 1, according to Koopie Koo, Koops isn't timid, he's wishy-washy. 2, Koopie Koo wishes Koops was more manly. 3, Koopie Koo has fallen for Koops. I assume she means she's in love with him. 4, Koopie Koo regrets falling in love with Koops. I think it's pretty clear she's unhappy in this relationship, yeah? Are we all in agreement here? I think we are. After discussing these 4 points with Mario openly, she realizes she may have let too much slip out. Wait, was that allowed? Oh, don't you dare tell him I said I've fallen for him. Please, I beg of you. Out of the 4 things we just learned about their relationship, the only somewhat positive thing is the one thing she doesn't want Koops to know, and it's that she's fallen for him. Not that she thinks he's wishy-washy, not that she wishes he was manly, not that she regrets falling in love with Koops, but the fact that she has fallen in love with him in general. Within the first 10 dialogue bubbles Koopie Koo has, she's already proven she is significantly worse than Lakalulu and nothing like her. This 64-bit Lakitu does not say one bad thing about Spike, only positive things. Sure, she'll throw a verbal jab at him, but she'll never say she wishes Spike was more
manly.
Comparing Koopie Koo to Lakalulu is a stretch, Super Mario Wiki. It's almost offensive to Lakalulu. It is offensive to Lakalulu. Super Mario Wiki, you're on thin ice, but you did help me get through the multiple playthroughs of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door I did for this video. So you get a pass for now, but next time, I'm not gonna let you off that easily. Also, sorry, can we rewind for a second? Koops isn't manly enough for Koopie Koo? Manly appears 4 times in Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. Once said by Koopie Koo, once by Beldum, once by a woman in Twilight Town, and once by Flurry. So let's review. Beldum is a villain. The woman in Twilight Town is wildly unlikable. Flurry, well, wait until my video about her. The horny ghost who haunted children's dreams. I'm children. Koopie Koo's usage of it is the one I want to highlight today. Using the terms man up, manly, or be a man has always rubbed me the wrong way. This isn't even a wokeness thing, as some might say. I simply do not like hearing people say it. It supports toxic masculinity, and using the gender man in this context insinuates that every other gender is inferior to man. It's anti-equality, and I think that is certified cringe. I watched Man Up, a movie starring Lake Bell and Simon Pegg nearly a decade ago. In the film, 2 emotionally stuck individuals go on a date. It's a pretty traditional romantic comedy. They go out for drinks, they go bowling, and go dancing. Plenty of wacky moments happen during their time together. There's a fun twist, and I won't spoil it in case this movie has been on your bucket list for 9 years, similar to how The Good Dinosaur has been on mine. But 56 minutes into the movie, the characters finally recognize their flaws, and are motivated to change themselves after Simon Pegg's character tells Lake Bell's character to man up.
You need to man up, Nancy.
I was immediately taken out of the movie and filled with frustration. Since then, hearing that term has annoyed me, and I think of this movie each time I hear that phrase. Which is fine. It's a fine movie. I gave it 2.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's alright. Whenever a friend says,
man up,
or
be a man,
I bring the anti-equality reason up, and they tell me I'm taking things too literally. That's just a saying, and that's not that deep. Well, sorry for taking things too literally. I guess I won't take anything said literally anymore. What's up?
I'm dying.
I'm dying of laughter too! Enough gender talk. Let's talk about Koopie Koo again. The next time Koopie Koo has something new to say is after Mario and Goombella get the stone keys for Hooktail's castle. I don't know why, but Koops has been acting odd lately. What could be bothering him? Probably nothing. He's always tweaked about something. Tweaked is such a silly word. I looked it up on Merriam-Webster to ensure I was reading the room correctly because sometimes I am illiterate when it comes to reading rooms. And just reading in general. Let's really hammer home that this is a video essay by reading you a definition. Tweak. To make, usually small, adjustments in or to. To injure slightly. To pinch. A person or a body part. Lightly or playfully. To pinch and pull with a sudden jerk and twist. Annoy, bother. To criticize, especially in a sly or sharp manner. To poke fun at. In this situation, Koopie Koo definitely means annoyed or bothered, which sounds kind of mean. Maybe I wouldn't view this as a rude comment, but pairing it with how she talked about Koops earlier has me thinking, once again, that this woman is wildly unhappy in her relationship and doing nothing about it. Instead, she's taking it out on Koops, who deserves better. Immediately after this conversation, Mario leaves Petalburg, and Koops, like a whimpering dog, begs Mario to take him along to slay a dragon. After Mario agrees, the one and only Petalburger shows up, Koopie Koo.
I thought I heard you say you're off to fight Hooktail. But you're joking, right? I mean, you're not exactly a powerhouse. He'll eat you up.
I know, Koopie Koo, but I want to be tougher. For you. So I have to do this.
No, Koops, you don't. I mean, going off to some dangerous place, it's stupid. So what if you're timid and sort of a crybaby? I don't care about all that. I just want you to be you.
1 minute, Koopie Koo's screaming about how Koops isn't manly enough. He's wishy-washy. She regrets falling in love with him. The next minute, Koopie Koo says she loves Koops for who he is. He's a timid crybaby, but he's her timid crybaby. Lying in a relationship is cool. This was paid for and sponsored by Koopie Koo. Now, there's always the possibility that Koopie Koo is lying to Koops' face because she wants to stop him from being chomped up by a smelly dragon. But why won't she let him go off and prove himself? I mean, he's with Mario, for goodness sake. She was hyping up Mario like crazy mere minutes prior. When has Mario lost to a dragon? Doesn't Bowser count as a dragon? I get he's supposed to be like a turtle, but he's a dragon turtle, yeah? So I'm just Googling. Okay, on my favorite website, Quora, Florida resident Daniel Quinlan says Bowser has characteristics of both dragons and turtles. Yeah, so yeah, Mario consistently slays dragons. What's the issue, Koopie Koo? Is Mario gonna lose now? Despite Koopie Koo's lies, Koops states he's going with Mario. Koopie Koo hates this response and physically abuses Koops and Mario by smacking them with her shell. Not once, but twice. There's an argument here about whether it was right for Koopie Koo to lie to Koops' face. But to attack your partner, regardless of the situation, I don't care what anyone says, but that's never acceptable. If Mario returns to Petalburg, Koopie Koo will apologize for her abuse.
Oh, my dear Koops, I'm sorry about before. I overreacted. I won't hold you back. Good luck, sweet Koops. I love you.
Listen, I've seen some pretty wretched apologies in my time. However, Koopie Koo's isn't as guilt-trippy and pathetic as those. She says, I'm sorry about before. I overreacted. She goes on to say how she supports Koops' decision, likely because he's being more
manly.
Then she ends it with an I love you. This is a sweet apology, I suppose, if domestic violence wasn't the catalyst. How often has Koopie Koo used the I'm sorry I overreacted, I love you line on Koops? The game doesn't give us an answer, but I can't help but wonder. Koopie Koo has some anger issues. Is Koops okay? Is there a domestic violence hotline in the Mushroom Kingdom? I'm not even making a joke out of this. I'm serious. I hope Koops is okay. Also, wasn't she afraid of Koops knowing she had fallen for him mere minutes ago? What changed? Is she okay with saying I love you now? First, she calls him timid after saying not timid. Then she says I love you after begging Mario not to tell Koops she's fallen for him. I think that K in Koopie Koo's name stands for hypocrite. As the adventure moves along, Koopie Koo has more dialogue to share with us. There are plenty of comments about Koops, worrying about him, wondering about him. She even sent Mario an email with a picture of her attached. Why doesn't my partner send photos of herself to my friends?
Is it me, Koops, or are you more toned than before? Well. You'll grow out of that shell soon if you aren't careful.
It looks like she's finally getting her anti-equality wish. Her manly Koopa. Now, one piece of dialogue I've held back, and Nintendo of America also held back in 2004, was some dialogue exclusive to the PAL version of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. After defeating the final boss, Mario and the crew can talk to everyone in a very cool post-game section. Some characters have new dialogue, including Petalburg's resident abuser, Koopie Koo.
Koops looked kinda mature lately. Pretty cool. But I kinda miss that old timid Koops.
Remember how she said Koops isn't timid? It's funny how she calls him timid multiple times after saying he isn't. At the beginning of this video, I said that during my most recent playthrough of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, the idea of tearing Koopie Koo down popped into my hollow head. I would have committed, at most, 2 crimes if I had seen this line of dialogue during that playthrough. It's pretty strange how this line is only in the PAL version and not in the American version. I was very curious about it, so I checked the original Japanese script for Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, and according to trusty Google Translate, this line is indeed present in the Japanese version. I hate that I use Google Translate, but I don't know any Japanese, and I am not spiteful enough to learn an entire language to dunk on a fictional character. I'm spiteful, but not that spiteful. The point that I'm getting at is that Nintendo of America chose not to localize this line. Why? Well, we'll never know for sure. I mean, it could have been overlooked, or they felt it would have made Koopie Koo's character completely irredeemable. Her character arc is supporting Koops and loving him regardless of his personality. Yes, she got what she wanted because Koops ended up becoming more extroverted and built. But the fact that she began the story complaining that Koops was wishy-washy and a crybaby, and ended up complaining how she misses wishy-washy crybaby Koops she complained about 25 hours earlier. That's not good. She lives a never-ending cycle of unhappiness. She's a tragic character. She is the kind of woman who will never be happy with her life. She is always chasing an unobtainable dream, living in the past, ignoring the present, and not appreciating what she has. She's not good for Koops. Koopie Koo seems like the kind of woman to leave a comment like this on Facebook.
Girls, be honest. What's something a guy can do that they don't think is attractive, but is?
Not be emotional like a woman. There's such a push for men to open up constantly, and it's okay to cry. Dig into your deep feelings all the time, etc. recently, and it's like, no.
Koopie Koo is that woman. I hate Facebook. Koops is an actual golden retriever type of man. What's not to love about him? He's got the blue sweatshirt, some jorts, and the iconic band-aid on the nose trope. Yet she doesn't fully trust him.
Oh, my sweet Koops. I wonder if he's forgotten me on his big adventure. Oh, men are so unpredictable.
Men are so unpredictable. Okay, I get it. She's hinting at Koops cheating on her, but he's forgotten her, or he's found another hot turtle he wants to smooch. In today's society, according to the Institute for Family Studies, men are the ones who are more likely to cheat in a heterosexual monogamous relationship. I get it. But to think this nerd is getting with another person, or even flirting with another person, would never happen. Fun fact, you can determine a character's popularity by how many pornographic drawings they have. On Rule34.xxx, Miss Mowz has 154 dedicated drawings of her in a sexual manner. Who is Miss Mowz? Well, to use Goombella's words, a floozy. Which is a word I have never heard because I don't live in 1937. Basically, if you don't know the word floozy, Goombella called her a slut. Goombella herself is a catty chestnut, and I can't wait to expose her in my next video. Goombella is a slut-shaming, uptight bitch. This will be a part of my new series, calling out all of your favorite Paper Mario partners. Now let's call out the one party member who is the most likely not to be a virgin, Koops. Koops seems like a Koopa who is a tad shy, but has a good heart and is full of good intentions. This vibe is what makes us like Koops immediately. He wants to avenge his father. He has a partner back home waiting for him and cheering him on, kind of. That vision of pure-hearted Koops is crushed when Mario and Koops first encounter the crafty flirt, Miss Mowz, in Hooktail's castle in Chapter 1 of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. You can immediately tell when Koops is forgetting Koopie Koo and forming a crush.
Hey, who are you? Don't think we'll let you get the crystal star first, no matter how cute you are.
Uh-oh.
I wonder what her story is. I bet it's an interesting one. Full of romance.
It likely takes the player roughly 45 minutes to get here from Petalburg. So it only took Koops 45 minutes to fall for a woman other than Koopie Koo. Koopie Koo is not the only villain here. Koops is also committing some sins. Remember that Twitter account I brought up earlier? Miss Mowz is bae. Like, damn, Mowz, you stealing more than some treasure, you stealing my heart. Even at my boy Koops knew that Koops won some of that cheddar. But is Koops the only one forming a crush in this relationship? In an email, Koopie Koo talked about how she's getting close to Koops' dad, and considering how manly and brave he is, maybe they... No. Goombella didn't call her a floozy, so she's obviously not a floozy, and Goombella knows all, right? At least she acts like she does. Despite Koopie Koo being cruel to her partner, I think she's pretty loyal to Koops. Later in the game, when Koops and Mario are in the worst dungeon, the Great Tree, they re-encounter Miss Mowz, and it's incredibly embarrassing how Koops acts this time.
Oh, hey, I know you. You're that one girl I never thought I'd see. Wait, listen, I mean, not that I'm happy to see you, but... Oh, I'll shut up now.
Anyway.
She really hit him with the, well, anyway. Finally, Koops and Miss Mowz have one final encounter in the Glitz Pit storeroom.
Oh, Miss Mowz, hi there. Are you stealing something again? How exciting for you.
He sounds like me when I match with a kleptomaniac on Tinder.
Boy, Miss Mowz sure is cute. Too bad I sound like such a dork whenever I talk to her.
Koops is spitting facts here. Actually, multiple times. 1. Yes, Miss Mowz is indeed cute. She frequented my mind in my youth. 2. Koops does, in fact, sound like a dork when he talks to her. I'm glad he pointed that out because it caused me to go through all 619 dialogue bubbles Koops has in this game to find other interactions with women. I originally planned to count the number of sentences Koops says in the game, but the writers of this game love their ellipses. And they love writing a string of words that end in ellipses without a period before or after an ellipses. Counting sentences would drive me up the wall, so I settled with the dialogue bubbles. In my research, Koops speaks to several women. Hooktail, Flurry, Jolene, Puny Elder, the final boss, Peach 2 times, and Beldum 3 times. During all these interactions, he's completely normal. It's only when this fine slice of cheese shows up does his pussy quiver. If Koops' behavior doesn't make you spam the red flag emoji like my matches do on Hinge, then allow me to present his reaction each time Miss Mowz kisses Mario.
Oh my, you're so bold. Is that legal? Again? Why? How? You're so lucky, Mario. Oh, Mario, you lucky dog.
Why are you so jealous, Koops? Do you want to smooch too? Even though you're in a committed relationship? Miss Mowz sure likes to kiss Mario. Despite being one of the worst party members in combat, she's an enjoyable character. Arguably my favorite next to Vivian and Bobbery. I love her style. What other partner casually does a backflip? None. Best party member. Yo, what's up? Welcome to my objectively correct tier list. Alright, we're ranking the Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door partners today. Alright, S tier, Miss Mowz. Yeah, she's great. Kind of hot. Everyone else, down here. Yeah, sorry, you're not Miss Mowz. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more objectively correct tier lists. One of the best Miss Mowz moments in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door comes from one insane side quest. There's a lonely Goomba desperate for some love who asks the Trouble Center to help him find a cute Goomba girlfriend. The game is obviously asking you to show him Goombella, but if you show Miss Mowz to him, he objectifies her. And then Miss Mowz warns him to not go down a dark alley anytime soon. And that's just another example of why she's my scrumptious cheddar churro. I just objectified her. Let's not forget how Miss Mowz is the personification of the horniness found in this rated E for everyone game. And by horniness, I'm referring to the kissing. Why does everyone kiss Mario? Is it because he's a celebrity? Or is he really that much of a hunk of ass that every single female party member plants their lips on him at some point in the game? It's silly. I wish someone like Bobbery got some action, you know? Or why can't Koops give Mario a peck on the cheek? You know? Maybe even on the lips. I know that would go against this whole video, but where's the boy kissing content in my Mario games? At least let Koops have a kissing move. Why does every single woman on the team have a kiss move? Except for Goombella, but everyone else! Kissing is cool, but boy kissing is cooler. Without turning this into a whole Miss Mowz retrospective, we established that Miss Mowz is excellent, and Koops clearly agrees, considering he wants to shell slam her into next week. Koopie Koo who? It's all about getting that mussy. Does my point still stand that Koopie Koo is the worst Mario character when Koops is chasing Mousetail behind her back? Yeah, let's not forget that she physically abused Koops and his friend. And then she openly regrets being with Koops. And she wants Koops to change into a completely different person. And not to mention in the PAL version, she's never satisfied with Koops, even after he turns into the man she was looking for at the beginning. And don't even get me started on her potential gambling addiction. I won't sit here and dictate what someone in a relationship should or should not do. The boundaries of a relationship are variable for each. There are open relationships, closed relationships, fridge half open relationships, and shared relationships. But based on the 43 dialogue bubbles Koopie Koo has in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, I firmly believe she's under the assumption that she and Koops are in a monogamous relationship. So the real question is, how ethical is it to have a crush on someone while in a relationship? Again, every relationship has its unique boundaries. But based on the 43 dialogue bubbles Koopie Koo has in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, I'm convinced she would be wildly unhappy, even more so, knowing her Koops is sliding into the DMs of a rat girl. She blatantly hints at the fears of Koops falling for someone else. She claims men aren't trustworthy, which is so true, Queen, but Koops isn't like other men. Just kidding, he absolutely is. He's chasing Miss Mowz. Remember Goombella's tattle for Koopie Koo? I exempted one final line from our reading earlier because it would have shortened this video by a lot. This line gives the best answer for Koopie Koo and Koops' relationship. I guess it's complicated, but then again, what relationship isn't? And that's the truth. Maybe Koops is a masochist who likes the abuse. Maybe Koopie Koo gets off on Koops chasing kleptomaniacs. We will never know. However, we do know that the Mushroom Kingdom government is about to be in absolute shambles because in the epilogue, it's revealed that Koops plans on running for mayor in Petalburg. How will the Petalburgers feel about being led by a Koopa who can't even look at a mouse without feeling aroused? Who would elect someone so incompetent into office? I could keep beating the dead turtle, or we could move on. Let's move on. Everything I've said up until now is Pointless, because I haven't even discussed the 2024 remake of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Let's compare the original Koopie Koo and Koops to the remake Koopie Koo and Koops. I finally made this video because of the remake of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which was released on May 23rd, 2024. Leading up to the remake, I had a lot of hopes I wanted this remake to accomplish. Quality of life adjustments, music rearrangements, and most prominently, script changes. I was hopeful for Vivian's story to be restored. I wanted the crows to mention some new societal issues. And I fully expected Koopie Koo to have completely different lines. How would the term manly fly in 2024? How would the general audience feel about Koopie Koo in 2024? Times have changed, and Koopie Koo was a beloved character when the game first released. Would people struggle to like her as much as they did in 2004? Well, we'll see how society feels about her in the coming years, because her lines barely changed. They're nearly identical. This was my reaction to seeing her still say the word manly. God damn it. In fact, the word manly appears in every instance it did in the original. Again, that's just a pet peeve of mine. It's okay, I'm not holding it against the writers, I just personally don't like it. I reviewed all 43 dialogue bubbles Koopie Koo has. Only 6 were changed in the remake. 3 of the changes were incredibly minor. They took out the hearts. To my knowledge, hearts just didn't appear in dialogue bubbles in the remake. Rest in peace, Miss Mowz's character, the #1 heart emoter in the group chat. This change is weird, considering the heart character is selectable when typing things in the few times you have to in the game, and it's still there in the Japanese version, so I don't know. Why didn't the English version get this? We'll never know. One of the changes was changing Hooktail's pronouns to she. In the original, she called Hooktail a he, but in the remake, all of Petalburg knows the gender of the serial Koopa-eating dragon. Can't you tell by her stylish buns? The email Koopie Koo sends Koops halfway through the game received a drastic overhaul. I talked about the original email insinuating that Koopie Koo was cheating on Koops with his dad because she went on about how he smells for a whole paragraph. She specifically says,
Your dad, Kooply, has his own smell.
which is kind of a weird thing to say, and it sounds like she's been close to him and sniffing his scent. In the remake, Koopie Koo specifies that the place, Koops' house, is beginning to smell like Koops' dad, Kooply. That's much better. Koopie Koo would never cheat. She'd abuse Koops, but she'd never cheat. And then there's one final dialogue change. Remember when I talked about how the PAL version of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door had an additional line for Koopie Koo in the epilogue that murdered her character?
Koops looked kinda mature lately. Pretty cool. But I kinda miss that old timid Koops.
I have bad news. I have very bad news. The American version of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remake decided to include this line, although slightly edited.
Koops has seemed a bit more mature lately. He's pretty cool now, you know? But sometimes, when I think about it, I kinda miss the old timid Koops.
Remember when she said Koops wasn't timid? I had a sinking feeling that this line would be added in the remake, so I recorded my reaction. Alright, here we go. No, 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 no. No! I screamed about this line earlier, and honestly, I'm pretty disappointed it ended up in the remake. I had speculated during the localization of the original game in 2004 that the line was overlooked or intentionally left out, and because it's in the remake, I believe it was the former. It was just probably overlooked. Tragic character Koopie Koo. Well, with all of her lines mostly intact, how has the public reacted to Koopie Koo in 2024? Well, as I said earlier, Twitter is an excellent source for research. During the launch weekend of the remake of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, I searched Twitter nearly every hour to find out how the general public felt about Koopie Koo in 2024. Here's what I found. This person gets it. What possessed you to say this? Some people really go on the internet and say anything, huh? I'm beginning to think that Twitter isn't a reliable source for research. My podiatrist told me to always find good in a bad situation, so I have found one good thing to say about Koopie Koo in the remake of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. One pleasant surprise that wasn't on my Koopie Koo bingo card: she got a dedicated theme song. It only plays once, but it's excellent. It really gives the sad girl beating her boyfriend before he fights a dragon vibes. SGBHBBHFAD for short. My favorite genre of music. And how does Koops fare in the remake? Is our horny Koopa still on the hunt for Miss Mowz? Oh.
No, Koops!
Yeah, he's still horny.
Stop it. Stop.
Back to Twitter real quick. Someone else pointed out how Koops is consistently simping for Miss Mowz. I feel so validated, pals. Twitter is a reliable source for research. Overall, this remake is excellent. I have my qualms with Koopie Koo's additional line, but everything else is exceptional. So, it's okay. It's impressive how one-to-one this remake is. Mario is still kissed the same amount of times, all female party members still have a kiss attack, except Goombella. I know Goombella doesn't, but winking is basically kissing. Koops still talks about how stealing things is exciting to impress Miss Mowz. It's very faithful. They kept everything, Burpin' Beetle and all. Unlike previous remakes, Nintendo did not mess with the original formula, probably because the Paper Mario fanbase is, well, we'll get to that in just a moment. But even in the remake, I declare Koops and Koopie Koo's relationship to be dysfunctional. I have that right because I earned a master's degree in relationships from an esteemed university. I have a diploma for it. It's somewhere. You have to believe me. I wouldn't lie to you. Maybe dysfunctional is too strong of a word. To once again quote the slut-shamer Goombella, it's a complicated relationship. When writing this script, I applied the word toxic 12 different times, which got me thinking about how toxic has become such a normalized word when describing relationships. I initially called Koopie Koo and Koops' relationship toxic, but complicated is lower stakes and more accurate for Koops and Koopie Koo. So in my first rewrite of many, I actively avoided using the word toxic. I've reserved the word toxic when describing Paper Mario discourse because that's venomous. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door's fanbase is one of the most frustrating and nastiest fanbases on the internet. Of course, every fanbase points to another fanbase regarding how nasty they are, but I'm primarily part of the Pandora's Tower fanbase, and nobody points fingers there because there's no one in that community, just me. Play Pandora's Tower, please. Over the years, I've seen so many visceral posts, videos, and images attacking others in the Paper Mario community, specifically anyone who likes a game in the series more than Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, and it's just silly. I guess silly is a really, soft word for it. It's just nasty. It's not great. We don't like that. The term Paper Mario trends on social media frequently, and every time I look into it, it's people screaming about either Paper Mario Sticker Star, Paper Mario Color Splash, or Paper Mario the Origami King being garbage video games and nothing like the Paper Mario they like. As a Fire Emblem community survivor, I know that nearly any budding franchise will have a split between new and old fans. Still, Paper Mario fans seem exceptionally aggressive, unfun to interact with, and toxic. And why is that? Well, gamers, I think I've cracked the code. Man, it's hot. Let me just stand up here to... read the title. Sure, there are plenty of Paper Mario fans who play other RPGs. Not every Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door diehard is guilty of this. However, some of the most vocal defenders tend not to play other RPGs. Paper Mario 64, Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, and to an extent Super Paper Mario are the only RPGs they've played and experienced. RPGs deliver an experience unlike any other game. They are going on an adventure with a party of friends in an unforgettable and imaginative world, with a battle system that provokes the brain in ways other genres could never do. It's an incredible experience. I am so happy I was born an RPG fan. And because vocal haters have no other RPG experiences like Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, they cling to this one experience.
They can't change his formula,
the defenders will scream on message boards. It's the only game with this formula these gamers have played and successfully finished thanks to nostalgia pushing them along, because the first game they ever played was Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Too many times have I seen Paper Mario fans write off other RPGs because they're too anime, too slow, too menu heavy, and then turn around and play fucking Pokemon. Don't even get me started on the people who say, but RPGs take so long, I don't have time for them, when they have 680 hours logged in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. No one is rushing you. Take your time. Play an RPG at a slow pace. You're running out of excuses, buddy. Just say you hate RPGs and that you're closed-minded. Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is a magnificent game. This video proves its superb writing and characterization. The game is revered and placed on a pedestal for a reason. It isn't my personal favorite, but it makes a strong argument about how it could be anyone's favorite, and I'll never deny someone of that. I'll always encourage Paper Mario fans to try other RPGs. There are so many gems out there that cater to fans of this series. Looking for another twitchy turn-based RPG? Try Bug Fables or Sea of Stars. Are you okay with the standard turn-based combat system? Give Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age a shot. Looking for something with more action? Xenoblade Chronicles is exceptional. Are you a Pokemon fan? You owe it to yourself to play Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. Want to buckle down for 100 hours? Persona 5 Royal. Are you still using your 3DS? Give Bravely Default and Bravely Second a try. Do you love fighting games? You will love Tales of Vesperia. How about a weird RPG that respects your time? Live Alive. Are you not into the anime art style? May I interest you in Earthbound, or Undertale, or Deltarune? And let's not forget Baten Kaitos. If you want a hardcore RPG with serious RPG fare, Steven from Nintendo Power says you should play Baten Kaitos. I have not even played Baten Kaitos myself. I may have come off rather harsh there, and I don't want to give off the impression that I think I'm above anyone who feels this way. Whenever I see a friend getting angry with a game, typically a multiplayer game they have hundreds of hours in, I suggest playing a different one. Do they ever actually listen to me? No! Multiplayer games are a drug. I say this to my friends because I want everyone to live happier lives, especially when it comes to gaming. I want them to experience new things. We live in an era where there's a wide range of experiences in the gaming spectrum, and there's so much better out there than just one game. Broaden your horizons, because that one game capable of changing your entire life could be there in arm's reach. Be more open to change. Paper Mario Sticker Star is awful. Yes, true. Paper Mario Color Splash was a vast improvement, a better world, writing, characters, and music. The actual combat wasn't up to snuff, but it was a step in the right direction after Sticker Star. As for Paper Mario the Origami King, I personally believe it would be the best Paper Mario game and one of my favorite games I have ever played if it had the stellar combat system found in Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. But because the combat system isn't as excellent, doesn't automatically make the entire game bad. especially when the combat is only a fraction of the game. There's so much more than combat to Paper Mario, which is what makes this whole series so special. While I would be happy to see a return to form for the series, I am open to game developers experimenting with new ideas. Sometimes they create experiences you won't find anywhere else. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE for the Nintendo Wii U will forever be my favorite example of a weird thing done right. It's a phenomenal video game, but a prime example of a game that was trashed by its fan base, hated by a crowd who barely touched the game. One of my major frustrations with any community is how freely they trash a game they've barely played. In the Paper Mario realm, I see so many people who play Paper Mario Color Splash for an hour, maybe 2. Call it Paper Mario Color Trash. I'm a firm believer in dropping games you don't like, because the average person only lives for 22,075,100 minutes in a lifetime. So don't waste those precious minutes playing or watching things you don't like. But be transparent and honest when making critiques. Don't ruin the fun of other people who have played the whole game and know it better than you do. Can you tell I got bullied online for enjoying Paper Mario Color Splash? I'm sad that Paper Mario, a series I have grown up with, has become a bloodbath on the internet. People's irrational anger towards many entries I found joy in has made me avoid Paper Mario conversations. Actually, maybe it hasn't, because here I am at 28 years old, preaching how they should be more receptive and kinder. You know, if Koopie Koo opened her mind and been more kind, then maybe she wouldn't be so miserable and wouldn't be in a, quote, complicated relationship. How dare she say what she said in the PAL version? How dare that get into the remake? Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door has such excellent writing that I can make a video this long about one woman and branch out to 16 different topics. I haven't even touched on other video ideas I could do. Tech's lonely descent into debt by OnlyFans. Mario backs sexist Toadsworth, fixed in the remake. Paper Mario's tragic and explosive widow. Toadette's personality that's stuck in tutorial purgatory. Or Rogue Port's Mafia, the Don Pianta story. I likely won't make any of them, but Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is wealthy in video topics because it's a damn good game. I've proved today that there's much meat to find in the world of your favorite video games. There's a wonderful YouTuber, Solid Arf, who focuses on NPCs and writing in video games. They highlight the small details that bring a video game world to life. They're really cool. Check them out. Also, dialoguetree.net has been a lifesaver for me. That website has documented every possible line of dialogue found in Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. It's how I found out about the ridiculous PAL exclusive Koopie Koo line. So when you're done leaving your friendliest comments, being angry with me, liking this video, and subscribing, check out those 2 places. I'm done yapping. Everything I said is subjective. My opinions change every day, so I'm forever a hypocrite. I'll see you later, winners.